Hey everybody, it's Mr. Marshall at Stony Lane. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about math today because sometimes it can be really tricky to figure out numbers that we're adding or subtracting, right? So I wanted to work with you a little bit on that today. Okay, are you ready? First thing we're going to do is we're going to count to 20, and today we're going to use our fingers. Okay, so do it with me. Ready? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See that we're at 10. We're going to start over. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so did you see when we ran out of fingers, we were at the number 10? And we ran out of fingers the next time we were at 20? those are those are important numbers, right? And so because we have 10 fingers and we have 10 toes, right? Our minds are really, we think about 10 a lot. Okay, so if we think about 10, that can help us to add and subtract. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So if I'm trying to add two numbers, sometimes the two numbers, like 5 plus 2, those are two small numbers, and they give us a small number. Okay, 5 and 2 is 7, right? 5 and 2 is 7. Some of you knew that, and some of you probably had to think for a second, but it's okay. But sometimes the numbers give us a bigger number, okay? So, like, we might have an 8 plus 5, right? And maybe you know that fact. Maybe you know that fact. If you know that fact, say the answer, whisper the answer. It's 13, right? But I'm going to show you a way that you can figure it out if you don't know it. And maybe this will help you figure out the answer to a problem that you don't know. Ready? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a hill. Okay, here's my hill. Okay, and I'm going to put the 8 over here on one side of the hill. Now, what was that magic number I told you about before? 10, right? 10 is always, always, always going to go to the top of the hill. Okay, the 10 is always on the top of the hill because that's our magic number. And so what I have to do is I have to figure out, I have 8 and I want to add 5. So to get from 8 to 10, is that more or less than 5? Well, it's less than 5, right? Because I know that to get from 8 to 10, I have to add 2. So I'm going to put a 2 here with a circle around it. So if I took 2 of these, how many do I have left? Well, I got to think, well, 3 more, right? 8 to 10 is 2. And then I need 3 more. So if I add 10 and 3, that gives me 13, and that is my answer. Did you see that? Let's try another one. Here we go. Drawing my hill, and my problem is going to be 9 plus 4. Some of you know the answer to that. Whisper it if you know it. It's 13. It's the same answer. So let's put the 9 here. Let's put the 10 here. And let's figure this out. To get from 9 to 10, well, that's 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. I took 1 of the 4, right? How many are left? 3. 1 and 4. 1 and 3 is 4. So I know that that's right. So I think 10 and 3 is 13. That's my answer. Okay, why don't you try that with some smaller numbers? And this kind of works with anything up to like 19. Okay, so if your numbers are going to add up about that much, then you can use this method. So if you want to practice that, pause the video, and then I'm going to show you how to do the same thing for subtracting numbers. Ready? Pause the video. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to use the hill method to subtract numbers. Okay. And this method is going to work with anything that's like, or one of the numbers, the bigger number is 19 or less. Okay. So let's try this. We just practiced how to um, add using the Hill method. Now we're going to subtract using the Hill method. So if I have this where one number is bigger than 10 and the other is smaller than 10, this is how that goes. All right, I'm going to start down on the bottom of the page. So I'm going to say 15 minus, let's say 8. 15 minus 8. Okay, so I'm going to draw the hill. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. Then the bigger number comes here, 15, and the smaller number comes here, 8. Do you see what I'm doing? And I put the 10 up on top because that's my magic number. And so now I need to think, how many do I need to get from 8 to 10? Well, I kind of know that. It's 2. And to get from 10 to 15, I kind of know that. That's 5. So now I have to add 2 plus 5, 7. And my answer to 15 minus 8 is 7. Let's try one more together. Okay, let's do 16 minus, let's do 16 minus 8. Okay, 16 minus 8. So I draw the hill, right? There's my hill. And I put 8 on the left and 16 on the right. And I put my magic number 10 up on top. Okay, now I need to think, how much do I need to get from 8 to 10? 2. How much do I need to get from 10 to 16? 6. 2 and 6 are 8. The answer to 16 minus 8 is 8. So some of you know the facts just by looking at them because you've practiced them and you've worked with them a lot. But if that's not so easy for you yet, this might be a way to figure it out using something called the Hill method. So why don't you try that, and I'll see you next time.